Hello and welcome to Zero Cool Gaming and today's anime review. Today we're going to be reviewing Demon City Shinjuku. Now, this is an odd anime. And the reason that I say that it's odd is because, again, this isn't one of the best anime out there. It's got a very simplistic story. And in truth, if it wasn't anime, I don't think I would have liked it at all. But the story itself appeals to my teenage brain. And today they would probably call that toxic masculinity or whatever. But regardless, it appeals to that part of my brain. That desire, I guess you could call it, to protect weak women. And that's really what this story is about. So, the story starts with a fight sequence between these two guys. And apparently they both learned under the same teacher, and the evil guy wins. And then we jump forward 10 years, and the president of the world is attacked by some type of, let's call it a curse or demonic attack or something to that effect. And the gentleman that is trying to prevent him from dying is also the same guy who was the teacher to the two gentlemen that were fighting each other, at the very beginning of the show. And this teacher goes to the son of the gentleman who lost the fight and asks him to go to the Demon City and, fight for mankind so that the whole world doesn't fall to demonic invasion. And of course, the kid, being a teenager, turns him down. It's that rebellious thing, Don't tell me what to do. And I get that. Totally. So he decides to go for a ride in the middle of the night to, I guess, work off some of his frustrations. And he runs into a young lady who also asks him for help. And when he refuses to do so, she trots off to the Demon City by herself. And this is the part that appeals to my teenage brain and says, no, you can't do that because you would just simply die trying. So, yeah, it's one of those type of things where it appeals to my younger mind in that respect. And of course, he follows her without being seen and waits for her to get into trouble. And she does, relatively quickly. And of course, he, saves her from that. And the story continues on, and they learn about the demons that are infesting the city and eating people. And of course, he has to fight them in that respect and defeat them, because that's the only way he's going to be able to get through the city to make it to the guy that he actually needs to fight. And surprisingly, the show actually created a scenario where she saves his life. Not just once, but twice. And that's good story writing. It really is. And of course, they continue on, and he finally makes it to the final battle, and he beats them, and that's basically the end of the story. So, there's not a lot there. There's some pretty cool fight scenes. There's some pretty cool, fights with the demons. There's some simple dialogue. A lot of things that are not answered. A lot of questions are left unanswered. Um, but all in all, for what it is, it's a good watch. I enjoy it. I've watched it several times, and like I said, if it wasn't in anime format, I probably wouldn't enjoy it at all, because I don't see them being able to do a show like this in live action and do it well. They would never give the funding for it to do it well. But with anime, you can take a relatively bad story and still make it interesting, because animation allows you to create, call them special effects or whatever you want to call it, allows you to create a interesting story through that medium. And that's what this is. It's an oddball movie, absolutely. It's definitely written for teenagers, even though it is a rated R show, so it's for adults. So, again, that's why I call it odd. But a good show nonetheless. It's a good watch. It's enjoyable for what it is. And, that's why I recommend Demon City Shinjuku for a good watch. It's something that you can sit down for an hour and watch, and when it's over with, while it's not the best story out there, it's not a bad story either. It's designed to be entertaining, and it is entertaining. Well, that's my review for the day, and I hope you enjoy the rest of yours.